Hello and welcome to Best in Boxing's Before the Bell. I'm Courtney Perna, live here in Las Vegas. The fighters getting ready to step into the ring at the Municipal Sports Institute of Tijuana. Now, you may be saying, wait a minute, I thought they were going to fight on the beach in Rosarito. Well, they were, but there's a little issue with BoxingRec.com. So if you're a fan, you've definitely heard of this website. It's basically a database that keeps track of fights and fighters and their records. But apparently they refused to recognize the fights on this card as long as they were taking place in an area governed by a certain commission. These fighters work so hard, too hard, not to have their fights recorded, so we moved them. It's only fair for everyone. But wherever the bouts take place, it's going to be a great night of boxing. We have 9 fights on the card today, 4 of which you'll see for free with me right here on this program. Now, after that, you can switch over to the pay-per-view event on bestinboxing.com for the other 5 fights, including the main event with 2 knockout kings going head-to-head. Of course, I'm talking about Kevin Torres and Jose Cuevas. After that, the co-main event, or rather before that, the co-main event is Brennan B-Fly Macias versus Carlos Lopez. One of these young warriors will take home the bantamweight WBC World Youth title today. The pay-per-view, guys, it's only $5.99. That's just about $1 a fight, or a little more than $1 a fight. So total no-brainer for true boxing fans. But more importantly, you're helping to support the athletes and the sport in general. As you may know, typically fighters and promoters and a lot of people involved behind the scenes get paid off ticket sales, in-person ticket sales. But with this new COVID-19 world we're living in, it's just not possible. So we put the fighters and the staff in a bubble, we test them, and we pivot, or fight back, so to speak. That's what this and all the other Best in Boxing pay-per-views are really about, supporting the fighters so they can keep training, keep giving us good fights, and keep us boxing fans entertained. And most importantly, keep the sport moving forward and alive in general. So here's more on how to join that pay-per-view event.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power-for-power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the Best in Boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with the sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.
Ooh, 2 knockout kings going at it for the main event. Looks like the fighters are stepping into the ring over in Tijuana. We've got Rohan Polanco versus Jesus Lopez Perez. So let's send it over to the boys. We got Chris Martin, Dylan Miranda, and Gerardo Rodriguez to call the fights. Enjoy.
Headgear in the Olympics.
Yeah,
it started, I want to say, almost 2 years ago. I'm going to say yes. You can directly quote me on that. That if they don't want to, they don't have to use.
Damas y caballeros, esta es la tercera llamada. Comenzamos. Y en nombre de Boristeca Boxing Promotions le damos la más cordial bienvenida a una tarde boxística más. En esta ocasión, desde la frontera más visitada del mundo, Tijuana, Baja California, México. Este evento es sancionado por la Honorable Comisión de Box, Lucha Libre y Artes Marciales Mixtas de esta ciudad de Tijuana. Presidente Carlos Labastida. Comisionado Jesús González. Jefe de Servicios Médicos el doctor Benjamín Sandoval. Al frente del tiempo César Fernández. Sus 3 jueces. Jesse Hernández, Sergio Lechuga y Juan Luis Barba. Y su referee para este combate, de la Isla del Encanto, Puerto Rico, Ángel Méndez. Ahora bien, amigos, prepárense. 6 rounds de combate en la división de peso welter. 6 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears red with black and white. He officially weighs in 148 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, con pantaloncillo color rojo con blanco y negro, con un peso de 148 libras. He stands with 23 professional bouts. Cuenta con 23 combates profesionales, representando a su natal, Costa Rica, Sinaloa. Jesús López Pérez. And his opponent across the ring standing in the red corner. He wears blue with gold. He officially weighs in 147 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja con pantaloncillo color azul con oro, con un peso de 147 libras. And this afternoon, he's making his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional de la República Dominicana, representando San Diego House of Boxing aquí en Estados Unidos, Rohan Polanco. And with the final instructions, your referee, Ángel Méndez. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
Gentlemen, you will give the instructions to protect yourself at all times, so they may commence at all times. Alright, protéjanse a todo momento y recibir las instrucciones. Muy buena suerte, toquen guantes.
And here we go for our first bout of the afternoon. Rohan Polanco versus Jesus Perez.
I'm very excited to see his amateur style, his boxing fundamentals. We're about to see some boxing 101.
I like how you stated that, some boxing 101, because 194 amateur boxing wins.
That's no joke.
That is absolutely no joke. That's a very good record for anybody, man. And whatever you do, play ping pong, play whatever.
That's for sure. You do something 200 times, you're good at it. That's for sure.
As Polanco just paused with the jab at the beginning of the round, kind of studying his opponent, and Dylan, he has that little Mayweather shoulder roll attempt there. See if, well, what do you think about that?
You know what? I like how Polanco's coming out. He's looking calm, composed. That's how you should be when you're making your pro debut. You know, a lot of these guys like to come out and they get a bit too excited and they start making mistakes. This is what you should be doing. This is what having that pedigree in amateur boxing brings you.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. You know, he's very calm. Both us being professional fighters, I recall my first professional fight just being very nervous, a lot of nervous energy. I don't know what you can say about yourself.
Oh, I agree, man. Same thing.
As a 1-2 lands by Polanco, Perez goes, takes it. Okay. Comes forward. Not too much action. Little sidestepping from Polanco. Keeps jabbing. That amateur style that you said, Gerardo, seems to be playing out here.
Yeah, he's dodging, he's sidestepping, he's demonstrating good boxing fundamentals. I have to say something, it's not going to be very popular, but I don't like that Polanco came out like the Mayweather style this early in the fight. If you remember how Mayweather used to start his fights, he opened up with the full guard on, and then throw some feints, throw some jabs to the body in order to make his opponent come to him and counterpunch him.
Yeah, Polanco seems to feel comfortable right off the bat. Doesn't seem too worried about what Perez is throwing at him.
What you have to take for granted, you know, you got Perez, a 6-13 professional fighter, you know. As he throws a little barrage of punches, does Perez, but Polanco just shook it off, and that shoulder roll that you said you like it out of those seemed to work there.
Definitely displaying good boxing fundamentals. There it goes with the jab once again.
You know what, Gerardo? I agree with you. He's keeping his hands down a little bit too much. I think, you know, it's a different feeling to get punched with those 8-ounce gloves versus the gloves that you wear in the amateur. Now, he has a lot of amateur background, but those 8-ounce gloves, man, they make a huge difference.
Yeah, they definitely do make a huge difference. A little shot that lands in the gym or lands in an amateur boxing match is not gonna swell you up. You know, you get hit, caught square in the eye, you're gonna feel it. You know, and we're gonna see it on your face as well. You know, you start to swell up. Things that don't happen obviously in the amateur ranks, but definitely controlled the first round. Did Polanco. Didn't seem to have too much trouble from Jesus Perez. Good showing for the first round of his professional boxing career.
I think they're starting off pretty slow. You know, even though he's coming out with his hands down, it is still a first round. So it's probably going to pick up.
Yeah, definitely. Like a little warm-up round. Not too much action. Polanco stayed on his back foot, controlled the pace of the fight.
One note I do want to give is that Polanco wasn't just, you know, staying in one place. He was moving around the ring, which is good. You have to be comfortable in the ring and utilize it to the full extent.
As he's doing there, Polanco lands a good jab. And that's a fast jab coming from Polanco.
It's a fast jab. It makes Perez think twice before throwing anything. Perez has 6 knockouts. You know, when he wins, it's by knockout. So Perez is going to try to get in there and try to throw those big shots and get another knockout here.
So that's something that we talked about, right, Dylan? Yes, he's 6-13, but all 6 of his wins have come by knockout. So this guy either knocks you out or he loses.
He's do or die.
He's do or die. I like that. He's do or die.
He landed a left hook right now on Polanco. And again, it's from him keeping that right hand down. He's utilizing that shoulder roll, Chris, using his left forearms as well to try to keep Perez away.
And we see a little combination from Polanco, probably the most he's thrown here. There you go, and now he's starting to pick up the pace. He throws a right to the body and a jab to the body, but a good counter by Perez. Made him think twice to shoot to the body in that way.
Yeah, Perez has thrown that right hand a couple of times already in this fight. So right off the bat, you can tell he's looking for that knockout.
He's all in or all out. I like that style. As we see Polanco starting to pick up the pace just a little bit, throwing a few more shots, you know, still poking with the jab, still very defensive with that Mayweather stance. I always say, you don't pressure with that boxing stance. You can't go forward. That is to be fighting off of your back foot, not your front foot. You can't lead with that. So he might be walking into a hard right hand from Jesus Perez, like you just mentioned, Dylan.
That's right, Chris, because Polanco is jumping in and out, but he's staying in there, mixing that up because, you know, he is faster than Lopez Perez, but Perez has caught him already with a couple of those right hands, and he goes for another one right there.
Just a few, and to touch on what you just said, Polanco, the speed is much faster than Perez.
Good jab by Polanco. He's keeping that jab active, Chris, which I like.
And after 2 rounds, we're going to go to our unofficial scorer. Gerardo, how did you see the first 2 rounds?
Easy fight to score this fight, 20-18 for Rohan in his boxing debut. You know what, Chris Dillon? He is throwing his jab. The jab is all day long for Rohan tonight. So as he throws his jabs, he marks the pace of the fight. He's keeping his distance, but he should really take into consideration not being counterpunched against Lopez's right hand.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's landing that jab over and over. To me, it might just be the only thing he's landing. He hasn't really put a mark on Perez yet, but he definitely is controlling the pace, hitting him hard with that jab.
He's doing a good job at controlling the pace, Chris. He's keeping that jab out there, you know, making Jesus Lopez Perez think twice. I would like to see him sit down on those punches a little bit more and do some damage on Perez. So far, so good for Polanco, though.
And that goes with the experience, you know, the fact that he's not sitting down on his shots, you know. He just kind of pop shot him. He's used to just kind of winning those quick decisions. The point system in the amateur. This is completely different in the professional.
Good overhand right, though.
Good jab to the body as well. So here's a question for you guys. What do you normally do? What's the strategy against an opponent that is displaying the Philly shell guard as Rohan Polanco is doing right now? What's a good strategy against an opponent like that?
You can go ahead and watch the replay of Maidana versus Mayweather. I think he did an excellent job versus that Philly shell Maidana did. Good body shot by Polanco. I like that he's starting to pick at the body, Chris. He was doing a little bit of work on the body, but now he's picking up the pace down there.
Yeah, definitely picking up the pace. But so is Jesus Perez. Jesus Perez coming in here. He didn't come to lose. He's coming forward. He's trying to throw good shots. You know, not necessarily landing the most overwhelming punches, but you know, he's making a case for himself here in the third round. As we see good defense from Polanco, and a good right hand by Polanco there. Oh, and another overhand right. Considering there's no crowd, ladies and gentlemen, those shots, even from here, where we're outdoors, they sound like they hurt.
You can hear them all right. He's growing in confidence.
Yeah, definitely growing in confidence. He's starting to pick up the pace here, landing 2 hard right hands here in this third round. Is Polanco feeling loose with his hands down, where he lands another hard jab to Perez's face. And a 3-punch combination evaded by Polanco.
That job to the jab to the body, Chris. He's staying consistent with it.
Yeah, I think though it's a shot for a longer fight, as Perez lands a good hook to the body, may have gotten Polanco's attention, and probably the best round that Perez had. Maybe not have won it on the judges' scorecards, but makes a little showing for himself here in this third round.
Do want to make a note, Chris, that Polanco is coming out and making his debut on a 6-round fight. You know, that's unusual. Most professionals, when they're coming in, start off at 4 rounds, and they start to add rounds as they get more experience, Chris. Polanco, right off the bat, starting off with 6. That tells you what they're expecting from him.
Yeah, and we see that. Like, for example, Lomachenko fights for a world title in his 2nd professional fight. I mean, he did lose, but Orlando Salido was, you know...
That's no truck driver right there.
Was Orlando Salido. Orlando Salido was Orlando Salido.
Of course, of
That's
course.
all you need to know.
Yeah. One of the most exciting fighters of recent generations of Mexican fighters, Orlando Salido.
Definitely.
Tell you one thing, if Lopez wants to have a chance at winning this fight, he needs to pick up the pace a little bit. And we see him starting to, move his waist, trying to get in close. Perez is looking for that knockout, and what he wants to do is he wants to get in close and mix it up. Now, Polanco's doing an excellent job at using that jab and using the ring at keeping Perez, at distance. But when Perez throws those overhand shots, they're landing, Chris.
Yeah, they are landing, not with the most conviction, but they are landing. As Polanco kind of sets a little tone for the beginning of the fourth round and trying to maybe throw a little bit more punches, trying to get his opponent out in his very first professional fight.
I would like to see more body punches for Lopez. If he's not finding the head, perhaps he'll find the body.
Oh, you're right.
And right now Polanco, he hasn't been hit with a significant shot, but Perez is picking up the pace, and when he gets close, Polanco is doing shoulder rolls, which are working right now. But like we said, if he gets caught with one hit, with those 8-ounce gloves, it's it could be a good night.
You're right, and you know that Lopez Perez has that knockout power.
All 6 of his wins come from KOs. Just missed with that left hook too.
And he's not giving up as Jesus Perez. He's coming forward. He's got his hands up. He's trying to dig in there. He's definitely outmatched by Polanco.
Polanco with that consistent attack of the jab.
He's stepping out the pace. He's throwing harder than on previous rounds. Perhaps he's sensing something here.
Yeah, perhaps you're right, Gerardo.
And maybe they anticipated this. That's why they kind of set the tone. Not too much of a fast pace. They are going 6 rounds. Like you mentioned, Dylan, this is unusual that you start with a 6-round fight instead of a 4-round fight to ease you into the professional ranks. Polanco has that.
Nice right hand.
Good right hand by Polanco.
Right between the gloves. And guys, keep in mind, again, the weather. It's a really hot day today.
Yeah, we're in the shade, Gerardo, but these guys are right here in the hot sun, man. To be exerting themselves in this hot heat, it must be difficult. As we close the 4th round here, let me take it to our unofficial score, which I believe in his very first fight of the evening, he's got a very easy job to do. How do you see this fight playing out?
Boxing 101. We called it Boxing 101. So the jabbing all night long, you get to see Rohan Polanco stepping up the pace, throwing a little bit harder than he did on the first rounds. So 40-36 for Polanco on his pro debut. You know what, guys? I would like to see Lopez Perez throw more body punches, perhaps perform some feints in order to reel in Rohan and perhaps encounter him with a huge right hand.
Yeah, it's hard because, Jesus Perez is coming forward and Polanco just kind of on that back foot. And when he does come forward, he comes forward, but not too strong. Maybe if he picked up the pace here, he can get Perez out of there.
I believe he could, Chris, and Polanco is fighting on the back foot, but he's doing it very intelligently. He's utilizing all the ring, and he's keeping Perez at distance.
So here's a little fun fact for you guys. Dominican Republic world champions, Luis Santana, Julio Cesar, Joan Guzman. I really like Joan Guzman styles, and Rohan Polanco is displaying some sort of Joan Guzman style with that Philly shell guard displayed right there, and Javier Fortuna. Those are Dominican Republic world champions.
Nice. And Juan Guzman was at one point close to that world title. Very good fighter at one point in his career. I recall as a young amateur. I was still fighting at 112 pounds, I believe, maybe 119, I don't recall. But I was in the ring with Juan Guzman sparring, and obviously he was taking it easy on me at the time. But he put himself on the corner, and I remember he put his right hand on the ring rope, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna hit him. And I threw a 4-punch combination. Every single punch missed when I threw at Juan Guzman. I don't recall how old I was. I want to say 15 or 16. But I remember, like, oh man, this guy could kick my ass.
I didn't know that. That's a cool boxing story.
A little fun fact there for everybody at home.
That's pretty cool.
So Polanco is good friends with Elvis Rodriguez, who's recently turned pro, signed with Top Rank Boxing, one of the major boxing promoters.
Trained by Freddie Roach as well. The trainer of Manny Pacquiao.
Picking up the pace Polanco is right now. He just hit Perez with a couple of hard shots,
and that says a lot, you know, for the Dominican Republic, that you're starting to see a lot of good fighters coming out of there. As I think Polanco got hit low by Perez, but the ref didn't say anything. Polanco seemed to wince a little bit, but he's right back to work.
And good consistent jabs again by Polanco. Now he's throwing those jabs, Chris and Gerardo, but from time to time he throws like the ones that he's throwing right now, just a little touch,
just a little measuring stick instead of sticking it like you just did.
Exactly.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power for power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the Best in Boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with the sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.
Like to show off and they like to go for the knockout. Polanco so far.
Yeah, being smart, being relaxed. He's not looking for that big KO, but displaying great boxing technique.
That's right. Good sportsmanship by both fighters. Now, if Lopez wants to have a shot at winning this fight, he has to go for it all here. It has to be now.
As Polanco enters the 6th and final round of his professional boxing career. And you're right, Jesus Perez has to go for broke if he even stands a chance.
He hurt you.
And he's going.
And he is going for it. As this corner pleads for him to follow up.
But that jab just does not let him get in there close comfortably. Good job by Polanco.
And maybe for Polanco, this is a good little introduction to the professional boxing ranks. You know, considering Jesus Perez doesn't have the best record, you know, he's here fighting tough, doesn't have much of a chance, you know, but this is good experience for him. What would you say, Dylan?
I'd say he doesn't have a chance now that I'm seeing how Polanco is fighting. He's being really smart. He's he looks comfortable in there, Chris, which is it's a huge stain because even though he has that extensive amateur background, it's a whole different feeling when you're in there with those 8-ounce gloves like we mentioned before.
Yeah, and Jesus Perez is firing. He came close with that overhand right there.
Here's a second fun fact for you guys. Actually, Rohan Polanco asked for a 6-rounder for his pro debut. As Dylan mentioned already, that's nothing. That's something you do not normally see within a boxer that just turned pro.
Yeah, well, not only did his camp have confidence in him, but he has confidence in himself by asking for a 6-round fight instead of a 4-round fight. And he's proven it here. You know, he dominated pretty much every single round, almost every second of every round.
Yeah, impressive work by Polanco.
And a good little 1-2 landed there by Polanco. Jesus Perez returns. Not much steam on it.
One note I do want to make of Polanco is that when Perez does close the distance and get close, he wraps up.
And a good uppercut landed by Perez. May have been the best shot of him for the night, for the day, excuse me.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
But a little bit too late as he finishes with a flurry of punches to no avail.
That was a good fight, Chris. This is a good showcase by Polanco and good effort by Perez.
All right, Rohan Polanco looking pretty good in his pro debut there against Jesus Lopez Perez. He made me a little nervous, keeping his hands down a little bit. I thought he should have been protecting his face a little bit more, especially when you're staring down somebody who has 6 wins, all by knockout. So we've got a couple minutes before the decision is made, and we'll get you back out to the live stream there in Tijuana. But of course, we want to talk to you about the pay-per-view event. You're watching the first 4 fights, including the one you just saw, for free with me here on a plethora of social media platforms. But the main event, the Knockout Kings. I'm talking about Kevin Torres. He has a knockout percentage of nearly 78% versus Jose Cuevas. He's looking at a knockout percentage right around 73. So will someone get a piece of their own medicine tonight and learn what it's like to hit the mat unconscious? We'll find out in the main event.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power-for-power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the best in boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.
4. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime. Lo que la que hace de República Dominicana, Rohan Polanco.
Okay, so let's get ready to
and a successful professional debut for Rohan Polanco of the Dominican Republic. 194-6 amateur boxing record, 1-0. Professional boxing.
It was a good showcase of his skills, Chris. You know, to be honest, it was impressive. How calm he was, how composed he was. Started off with 6 rounds, like you guys have mentioned. I look forward to watching this kid fight.
As we catch a replay of our first bout of the afternoon.
Great showing there by the very first pro debut. We got Rohan Polanco. Again, it was his pro debut. Got a victory, so congratulations to him. Again, Jesus Lopez Perez has 6 wins, all by knockout, so it's either all or nothing. He either knocks you out or he loses. That's what the boys were saying over there live in Tijuana as well. So getting ready for the next fight. The next one, it looks like the big boys are going to be taking the ring. We've got cruiserweights, ex-Marine Ty Price versus Marcos Raul Ruiz. So that's coming up next. Again, you're getting these first 4 fights on this stacked card for free with me right here on Best in Boxings Before the Bell. I have to thank everybody watching around the globe on several different platforms. So hello to everyone on Best in Boxing and Global Sports Streaming's Facebook pages. We've got boxing heads on YouTube watching courtesy of Fight Hub TV, Abrams Boxing, Best in Boxing, I believe among others as well. And what up to everyone tuning in on Twitter/Periscope at GSS Streaming. So it looks like the fighters are starting to walk into the ring over there in Tijuana. Again, if you've seen me on GSS Presents Punch Drunk, the podcast, I recently interviewed Ty Price, or Darnell Price, he goes by both, on that program. He's an ex-Marine, pretty interesting story, pretty interesting guy. Told me about a fight he had over his boxing roommates over chicken one time, so make sure you look that up on YouTube after you see this fight. He is 4-0. And we've got, again, Marcos Raul Ruiz going up against him. And Marcos Ruiz is looking at a 1-1 record. Again, these are the big boys. They are the cruiserweights. Ty Price, Darnell Price weighing in at 196 pounds. And Marcos Raul Ruiz weighing in at 196.5. Both fighters are in the ring and ready to go. So let's send it over again. Chris Martin, Dylan Miranda, and Gerardo Rodriguez live in Tijuana.
We're in an 18-foot ring as we take it here to Pablo Flores for our official announcement of the afternoon between Darnell Price and Marcos Ruiz.
Pablo!
Boristeca Boxing Promotions y Grito de Guerra Boxing Promotions presentan este encuentro pactado a 4 rounds en la división de peso crucero. 4 rounds of boxing in the cruiserweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Jesse Hernández, Sergio Lechuga y Max Zúñiga La Bandera. And your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este encuentro de Puerto Rico, Ángel Méndez. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears black with gold. He officially weighs in 196.5 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul con pantaloncillo color negro con oro, con un peso de 196.5 libras. He stands with a record of 1 victory against 1 defeat. Cuenta con un récord de 1 victoria por 1 derrota. Representando Tepic, Nayarit, México, Marcos Raúl Ruiz. And his opponent across the ring standing in the red corner. He wears black with white. He officially weighs in 196 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja con pantaloncillo negro con blanco, con un peso de 196 libras. He stands with the record, an undefeated 1. 4 victories, no defeats, and 1 victory coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 4 victorias, 0 derrotas y 1 victoria por la vía del cloroformo. Hailing out of San Diego, California, USA, here is Ty Price. And now to give out the final instructions con las indicaciones finales, su referee, Ángel Méndez. 4 rounds, 4 saltos.
Gentlemen, you were given the instruction of the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Ya le den las instrucciones. Ok, protéjanse a todo momento. Toquen guante, gana el mejor. Touch him back.
Fight fans, you can immediately notice the huge height difference, the huge physique of Ty Price versus Marcos Raúl Ruiz.
I just want to make a note that we're looking at a replay of Anthony Joshua versus Ruiz. You know, Anthony Joshua with the impressive physique that he has, and you know, Ruiz more of a round figure. It's round 3 here.
I understand you're saying that anything can happen, but this doesn't seem like this is the play out that we're gonna get here with Marcos Ruiz and Darnell Price.
No, right off the bat we see Price using that jab. you know, throwing the power shots. I don't think we're going to have the same outcome as Reese versus Joshua, but the way it looks.
I get the comparison you're making, Dylan. I like it. And just looking at
good body shot by Price. And Price going to the body.
And what I tell everybody, what I tell young fighters, if you want to take a body shot, you either have a solid 6-pack to 8-pack, or you have a keg, like my man Ruiz has here. Because the keg is a lot easier to get, by the way, guys.
That's what I'm going to tell my wife. And it's certainly more fun.
Definitely more fun.
So about fun fact for you guys. Ty Price is a former Marine. You know what that means? You know who was also a former Marine? Frank Castle, the Punisher. So that perhaps means that when Ty is not in the ring fighting guys, perhaps he's fighting crime.
With a good 1-2 and a hard hook to follow from Darnell Price. And you're right, Gerardo, to touch on what you just said. It just we see why he has the body that he does, you know.
Right.
He's a guy that's used to exercise, you know. He was a Marine for an extensive amount of time.
He just got Reeves with a good 1-2. One thing we haven't mentioned is the fact that Price is a southpaw.
So touching on that, guys, Darnell Price, he helped out Phil Davis in his training camp. Phil Davis is a MMA fighter who recently fought Lyoto Machida, who's a southpaw as well. So they use Darnell Price as a main sparring partner to get ready for that style of Machida.
So that tells you about Ty Price's talent and camp.
Yeah, definite talent. As we see the closing of the first round, where he was in control, landing a thunderous body shot, where it was absorbed by Marcos the Keg Ruiz. I'm gonna go ahead and give him the nickname now.
Well, his original nickname is Chocolate, so you're not that far off.
I'm not that far off with the chocolate keg in the house.
I like the fact that the nicknames go with the person, because we do have people that have Chocolatito. This guy's just chocolate.
Chocolate, straight up chocolate. As we see the replay here, Gerardo, go ahead and walk us through here.
Well, you can see right there that huge left hand to the body.
Yeah,
then goes back to the head with a huge left hand, right hook. It's a great combination. Price is starting with heavy leather.
You're right, Gerardo, as he opens up, walking his opponent down. Throwing a good jab is Price.
So far, Price has thrown some hard punches, but I think he's getting too close. He's smothering those power shots, Chris.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Dylan. Maybe a little bit of smothering.
And Reese is being smart. You know, he's getting as close as possible to try to take away power from the shots that Price is throwing.
Coming from a distance, you want to smother that shot. Exactly. It doesn't come as impactful. Being that Price is a very tall guy, lengthy guy.
He's not fighting long though, is he?
That's the thing. That's if he was throwing them at a proper distance, he could get Reese out early.
Yeah, like he's starting to now. He's starting to come at a distance. And I want to make a point, guys, that we're seeing an airplane fly directly above us. I think this is the first time that we see this, that I see this during a professional boxing event. I'm enjoying the time here. You know, we're in the shade, as some people are not, like the fighters.
Shade. Beautiful shade. Thank you, shade. Oh, huge left hand to the body.
Good jab work by Price. You know, Reese doesn't seem to be throwing much back.
Yeah, there's not that much urgency coming from Ruiz. He's just at a very monotone pace. And Price just taking it. He'll take it, making the day easy for Price to just get his shots off on Ruiz if he's not really doing anything back.
That was a good left straight by Price.
And there goes that body shot. And the way Gerardo reacts to these shots makes you know that he's got a keg and not a six-pack. And he'll take them all day.
Oh yeah. I don't think the guys at home can hear how mean those punches sound.
I've been punched to the body before. I know how that feels. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I take a face shot over a body shot any day.
Well, having the pretty face that I have, I don't know if I would make the same decision.
Yeah, same. We'll let you take the face shots, Chris.
Good combination.
That's a combination by Price to close the round. And Ruiz takes it good. He doesn't back down from a fight.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power for power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the best in boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.
After the first round and that hard body shot, I think he learned his lesson.
Definitely.
Holding on for dear life. Back to the jab is Price. Good waist movement by Ruiz.
And we could hear the corner, and that's what they're asking for. They're asking for waist movement, head movement.
Good overhand left by Ruiz as well. The Price seems to walk through it, but it landed solid. Price playing with that jab out there.
Instead of sticking it, like you mentioned earlier, he needs to maybe put it out there and with a little bit more authority.
I think he's just using it in order to do a combination, in order to start a combination that goes with the body punch, with that huge left hand to the body.
There's fighters that use that, that like to play with that jab as bait, just to let Ruiz get a hard shot. Yeah, exactly.
So seeing most fights of Darnell here on Best in Boxing, you definitely see some improvement. Good combination landed there by Price. But as I was saying, you're starting to see he didn't really have the most extensive amateur background, excuse me. So he's getting most of his experience here in the professional ranks, and slowly he's becoming a better fighter. As in this fight, I see him a little bit better than the time before.
Yeah, I like how he's been fighting, Chris. He's been controlling the fight mostly. The only thing I would like to see him throw is the hard punches from the distance, like those.
There you go, and that's what you were calling for. Just that long 1-2 is probably what his corner as well would like to see from Price. As Ruiz's corner complaining to the referee that Price was holding on, but I would beg to argue that it was the other way around. And a good 1-2 to the body.
Ruiz is feeling those. You can tell it as you see his face.
As he's wearing down the keg, is Price. Slowly but surely draining it.
Good jab.
There you go. And those are the authoritative.
Oh, good overhand by Ruiz.
But back to those jabs landed by Price, Dylan, that you were requesting those authoritative jabs, and it seemed like he did it there.
Yeah, those are the jabs that I'm looking for, because you saw the look on Ruiz's face.
It's a bit pudgy.
Well, we're getting to round 4, and so far, Price has been, dominating, I would say. How do you score this fight so far, Gerardo?
Easy fight to score this far. 30-27 for Ty Price. You know what? I would like this. This is a Price. This is a fight that is Price. This is for Price to lose. So what I would do is perhaps kick it up a notch and go home with the KO. Just give the fans what they want. Ruiz is already there. He's just there.
Yeah, he just needs Price to just push him off the edge for a little bit and get this knockout victory. Which, when they both walked into the ring, we all had the assumption, we kind of looked at each other like, oh snap, this might be a quick, short fight. But Ruiz is hanging in there. Ruiz is doing his job to fire back.
And like I said, when Ruiz fought Joshua, it's the same thing that everybody was thinking. Oh, Joshua's going to put this dude out.
I want
Ruiz coming in with those power shots.
And a good one, too, landed by Price. And I want to touch on the fact that I told everybody, and you guys can go check my Facebook. Dylan, you could do this because you're always on there.
I'm doing it right now.
But the fact that I called that fight, he was a very good fighter. I knew he was. And he was going to win. I really did feel that. I also felt he was going to win the rematch because stylistically, I think he's bad for Anthony Joshua. But, the grapevine, hearing it down the grapevine that Ruiz didn't train as hard as he should have for that rematch. Maybe enjoying life a little bit too much. But I truly believe that he has the style to beat Anthony Joshua. Does Ruiz. Not this Ruiz. He doesn't have the style to beat Darnell Price here today.
Unless he picks up the pace. But Price just not allowing that.
Yeah, definitely
keeping that jab out there.
Not allowing him whatsoever. Landing that hard body shot that Gerardo fears so much.
Oh, yeah. But he's still there. Ruiz is still there, displaying that all heart, that Mexican heart, as we are here in Grito de Guerra.
Good overhand left by Ruiz. Almost caught Price.
And a good 1-2 landed by Price. He
hurt.
may be able to try to finish it here. Ruiz holds on. And there he goes again, landing that hard right hand to the head.
Ruiz is a warrior, man. Those were some hard shots.
Those were
and
definitely
he's still
some hard
walking
shots.
forward.
And you hear Darnell Price's corner pleading with him to take a step back as Ruiz is trying to smother Price's shots, and he's doing a good job of it.
Yeah, he is. You know what? It seems like Ruiz is closing the distance, and once he's close, he's throwing those overhand rights. Price has those really long arms. It benefits Ruiz to be close at distance.
And he's landing hard shots over and over is Price.
Ruiz has a chin. Ruiz has a chin.
And the cake to go with it. Oh! And a hard 1-2 as we all react to that hard thudding shot, and Ruiz seems to just be smiling. Maybe not even fazed by Price's hard left hand down the pipe as he tries to close the show with a hard overhand right.
Tell you one thing, Price didn't like being left.
I think Jose Cuevas is going to be, he's going to come in and try to win. He's going to come in strong. I know he worked hard for this fight. I see him, you know, social media. He's coming ready, but you know, I'm coming ready too, and it's going to be a great fight.
Pues me agarraron porque pensaron que iba a ser una pelea fácil, no sé, yo me imagino, quién sabe. Sea como sea, yo vengo a dar lo mejor de mí, no vengo a tirarme, no vengo a caerme y voy a hacer una buena pelea, más que nada.
We worked on a few things. Specifically, we worked on speed. We worked on, you know, catching him coming in. With a tough fighter like this, you don't want to just go in there, you know, swinging. We're going to break him down. We're going to, you know, learn his habits, learn his mistakes. And like I said, you know, we're going to take advantage of every opportunity that we see.
La pegada. Pues yo creo que es lo mejor que tengo. Tengo lo que es la cintura, pero sería lo único bueno, la pegada. Ser recordado como los mejores, yo quiero ser campeón mundial, es el plan que siempre con el que empecé, ser bueno, que digan Pino Cuevas fue bueno, ya con eso voy por servido.
You know, I feel like I'm on that next level. You know, I don't think I should be fighting in Mexico no more. I want this to be my last fight here, and I'm ready for the next level. You know, I want to fight in Vegas, I want to fight in Los Angeles, I want to fight, you know, with the big venues.
Sorry, I saw him walk in.
Fighters to the middle of the ring, and we take it up to Pablo Flores.
September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power-for-power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. Scored a lot of knockouts here in the best in boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout. The Diamond Boy Torres.
Damas y caballeros, después de 4 rounds de combate, tenemos las tarjetas de los jueces. After 4 rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Los 3 jueces, all 3 judges, Sergio Lechuga, Jesús Hernández y Max Zúñiga La Bandera, they have the same scores of 40-36. Coinciden en números 40-36. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime, and still undefeated from San Diego, California, USA, Ty Price.
As Ty Price gets the obvious win here,
Sonido, dame un poquito
as
más
everybody could see, it was a wipeout, 4-0 over Marcos Ruiz of Nayarit, Mexico. As we see both gentlemen there touch hands, you know, good sportsmanship is always a positive. As we close our second bout of the afternoon, take a look at handsome Pablo Flores there. As we see a quick recap of the action here by Darnell Price, those body shots that Gerardo loved so much.
It gives me the chills just to see them. Great body work by Price.
Yeah, good body work, and Ruiz was in there the whole time. You know, he was fighting back. He was trying to stay in Price's chest, but to no avail. You know, just a much better, superior boxer was Price. As we bring in Alan Carrillo for our third bout of the afternoon. No music, just straight up, ready to fight.
Stone cold.
As we now play Eye of the Tiger, as he's already inside of the ring, with the Mexican flag draped over his back, representing Tijuana, Baja California. Ponlo para acá porque Gerardo realmente no lo... ¿O sí? As we bring it to Pablo Flores for our official announcement of our third bout of the evening.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y Grito de Guerra Boxing presenta este encuentro pactado a 8 asaltos en la división de peso supermedio. Let's get ready for 8 rounds of boxing in the super middleweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Sergio Lechuga, Jesse Hernández y Max Zúñiga Lavandera. And your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este encuentro, Ángel Méndez. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears silver trunks. He officially weighs in 169 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, con pantaloncillo color plata, con un peso de 169 libras. In 15 professional bouts, he stands with a record of 11 victories, 4 defeats, and 8 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 11 victorias, 4 derrotas y 8 de esas victorias por la vía de knockout. De Tijuana, Baja California, Alan Carrillo. And his opponent across the ring standing in the red corner. He wears blue with silver. He officially weighs in 167.5 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja con pantaloncillo color azul con plata, con un peso de 167.5 libras. In 18 professional bouts, he stands with 15 victories against 3 losses, and 9 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 15 victorias, 3 derrotas y 9 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando a su natal, la banda argentina, Helio Germán Rafael. And now with the final instructions, para dar las indicaciones finales, su referee, Ángel Méndez. 8 rounds, 8 asaltos.
Caballeros, protéjanse a todo momento, sigan las instrucciones. Muy buena suerte a los dos, toquen guantes.
As we begin the third bout of the afternoon, Helio Germán Rafael versus Alan Carrillo of Tijuana, Mexico, the hometown fighter, fighting a fighter from Argentina. Very long distance he had to travel here this afternoon. And Dylan, we have to address the elephant in the room. This is the very first time in my professional boxing career and loving boxing that I see a fighter bringing a sweater to the boxing ring.
Hey, you know what, Chris? It might be a strategy. You know, maybe that little layer of hair helps with the power punches in the body or something.
Oh, that's not a sweater that I'm looking at.
It's armor. It's armor. You don't.
It's body armor. I like
body armor right there.
They don't call him the wolf for no reason, guys.
And you know what? With this fight, it's a pretty even match, Chris. It's 15-3 versus 11-4. Germán has 9 KOs, and Alan Carrillo de Tijuana has 8 KOs.
Yeah, very good KO percentage for both fighters here. Maybe the technique not there so much as we saw that sloppy overhand right by Carrillo.
He threw it twice in a row.
Nice right hand.
But he seemed to have caught him there.
Good
It seems like he's hurt.
He's hurt. He's hurt.
Ooh. Legs are a little wobbly, Chris.
You're definitely a little bit wobbly there. Maybe caught him cold, but it's kind of hard to say that in such heat that we have out here. As it seems as Rafael kind of has his bearings now under him, his legs are no longer shaky, and he's attacking Carrillo, putting him on the ropes.
Oof. I'll tell you guys one thing. This fight is not going to go to the judges. Oh, good overhand right by Carrillo.
But this time Rafael takes it right on the chin and comes right back against Carrillo.
You know why? He has a beard. Like I said, armored. All strategy.
If he needs to cut weight, perhaps he should shave.
Hey, there's a couple of people that do, man.
For real?
Yeah, man.
That might help. As a quick 1-2 there landed by Rafael.
Rafael is still very much in this fight, and we're barely we're barely getting the fight started.
Yeah, he's no longer shaky on his legs as Carrillo landed that right hand at the beginning of the round. And a
good straight left by Germán.
And it's a good round. Both fighters landed good shots as we close the end of the first round here.
Oof, exciting first round, man.
Good exchanges from both fighters. Alan Carrillo seemed to have had the better of the punches landed as he shook Elio Rafael there at the beginning of the round, but Rafael closes the round strong, getting his legs back under him. See if we can get a replay from the truck. And Rafael definitely was hurt in that first round by Carrillo. As we see the replay, walk us through the replay there, Dylan. What do you see here?
Ooh. You know, I see Rafael getting a little too close to Germán Rafael getting too close to Alan Carrillo, and Carrillo catching him with that overhand right that he threw twice at the beginning of the round.
And there it goes again. We see his legs shake a little bit. Now looking at it again, maybe it wasn't as bad of a shot as we said it was. We did react to the sound it made. It seemed in the moment that Rafael's legs did wobble, but maybe on the video replay, not so much. As Carrillo continues to try to land that overhand right as he did in that first round. Not so much technique behind it.
Germán is catching Carrillo with that straight left. He's caught him about 3 or 4 times already.
Ooh. And there goes that right hand again. This time not doing as much damage as it did in the first round, but he continues to throw his shots. And it seems like the inside fighting favors Carrillo in this bout more than Germán Rafael.
Yeah, and it looks like he's looking for that too. He's looking to get in close. Well, Germán is right now. He's throwing the jab. He's trying to keep him at distance.
And a good 1-2 landed by Rafael.
And I think you mentioned, Chris, in the first round, at the very beginning of the first round, that Carrillo threw 2 overhand rights. So right off the bat, we knew he was gonna. That's his favorite punch. He's looking for it.
Yeah. And he continues to go for it, and sometimes you got to mix it up. I mean, Rafael's a southpaw, so you want that straight right, but Carrillo just doing something different, throwing that overhand, and it was successful in the first round.
Good 1-2 by Germán.
Here's an obvious comparison, considering Elio Germán Rafael being from Argentina. You know, Sergio Maravilla Martinez, former world champion, displaying also from Argentina, displaying that low guard, the very low, very relaxed, a lot of 1-2s. Well, you obviously remember Sergio Maravilla Martinez whenever you see a boxer display a guard like that.
Yeah, you know what? He actually has very similar movement as we see it right now. The way he's moving his feet, now the way he's shaking his arms, very reminiscent of Maravilla.
Alan Carrillo right now is being too stationary. I hope he's not just looking for that one power shot. He had some success with that overhand right, but he can't depend on it. You see Rafael real loose, you know, real quick with those punches.
So let me touch on that.
Nice combination.
The exchanges, Chris, seem to favor Carrillo. I think Rafael needs to stick with the 1-2
and the movement. Yes, the movement definitely. So
good uppercut by Carrillo.
The inside game favors Carrillo a lot, and this is a good boxer versus puncher
Best
moment.
in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power for power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the best in boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with the sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.
Both these guys have knockout power. We have seen Carrillo hurt Rafael already. We haven't seen so much of that explosive knockout power by Rafael, but he has it. He has it, and he's being real intelligent right now.
Box.
I don't see this fight going the distance. I can tell you that.
As both fighters have good knockout ratio, 9 knockouts for Elio Rafael, 8 knockouts for Alan Carrillo in 11 bouts, 11 wins.
Here's why I say that it's not going the distance. I get the sense when you say, guys, that Carrillo might have punched himself out in the first round, and Elio Germán Rafael displaying nice technique on the second round until the very end of that round. So a lot of punches, a lot of combinations, a lot of punishment for both men.
Good exchange.
As we see that exchange there, Carrillo trying to close the distance, but like you mentioned, Gerardo, he doesn't have the best technique, and it seems to be fading away as he begins to get more and more tired.
See, I don't think it's that he's really punching himself out. It's that he's waiting till he's in close with Germán, and Germán is staying busy. Germán has that knockout power too.
Yeah, he's not letting him in, and you might be right as he steps in a little bit, throws that overhand right again. But
and that's what I said in the previous rounds. I don't want to see him depend on that punch. You have to throw combinations. You have to set it up. You can't just throw that on its own.
All right, Dylan, I'm going to give you the counter argument. I really do think he is tired. I'm seeing a tired fighter, and Carrillo may have punched himself out and maybe only can depend on that one punch like you're saying not to do because he's tired. It seems to me that he's tired. If I'm in Rafael's corner, I'm telling my fighter, your opponent is tired. Go after him. Pick up the pace. Exactly.
We see Rafael throwing a real sluggish jab and breathing out of his nose. They both might be tired right now.
Good point. I was about to touch on that right when you said it. Rafael's starting to look tired as well. You know, they did exert themselves. They are fighting in the heat. It's 90 degrees, ladies and gentlemen. If you are somewhere where it's not that hot, know that it's 90 degrees. The fighters do not have any type of shade. Myself, Dylan, and Gerardo, we're in the shade where it's still hot. The fighters are in the hot sun. 90 degree sun.
Definitely getting spoiled over here by Best in Boxing.
Okay.
Yeah, bring. What's the guy's name who I'm shouting out? Who am I shouting out to?
I would love to be a fly on the wall right now in both corners.
There's no fly in any walls here because we're outdoors, Dylan. But
it's pretty windy, so
it is pretty windy.
It's not cool for a fly to be here.
Only fly we have right now is Brennan Macias in the co-main event. B-fly.
B-fly.
B-fly, yes, I like it. So everybody here watching us on Fight Hub TV on the free telecast, please join us.
Good right hand, and he's staying consistent with that right hand, Chris.
Yeah, staying consistent with it, trying to land it, but with not too much technique. As I was saying, please join us on the live telecast, pay-per-view portion of our fights on Best in Boxing, Global Sports Streaming.
Rafael picking up the pace, had a couple of successful combinations, and he's been attacking the body as well, Chris. And in an eight round fight, you know, those body shots definitely add up.
And that's what you want, is to lower your opponent's guard by attacking that body.
And that's what Carrillo should be doing, to be honest. He's headhunting right now. But the guy that's using the ring, the guy that's jumping in, jumping out, is Rafael. So Carrillo needs to start attacking Rafael's body.
I think you're on point there, Dylan. One punch at a time, Carrillo is throwing. One punch at a time.
Sometimes it's a detriment when you hurt somebody in the first round because you think it's going to be easy to do it again, and you don't necessarily change your game plan. You forget what you need to do because you landed that shot in the first round so early on. You feel you're going to do it again, and that's what I say to any young fighter. Do what got you there. Do what you're taught in the gym, what you rehearsed. You caught him for a reason because you set it up. So now Carrillo's not really setting anything up. He's just winging it.
Ooh, nice, good body shots by Rafael.
Rafael is basically taking over the fight.
Definitely. Oh, he's ready to go.
Oh, overhand right by Carrillo.
Maybe playing possum there is Carrillo, but Rafael is just taking over this fight.
And you know what, to touch on what you just said, Chris, it's like Mike Tyson says, you know, you have a game plan until you get hit. It's also the same
in the face.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also the same. You have a game plan until you land that big shot, and then you try to depend on it. It's like, okay, I found a way. Maybe I'll do it again. Maybe I'll do it again. And you know what? Maybe he can, but he needs to set it up.
And Rafael is digging to the body.
Ooh.
And both fighters close out the round there. So far, the sweater that Rafael is wearing has not had any effect on his conditioning, as I see him getting stronger as the fight goes on, and Carrillo kind of dropping a little bit, you know, depending on that right hand, like you said, Dylan.
And you know what? These are free fights, Chris. These are free fights. Like, this is pay-per-view quality fights right now. It's a boxer versus someone who's looking for the knockout.
Highly entertaining, wouldn't you say? And something I need to say this: it's pretty cool having my broadcasting partners being professional fighters, because that is, as we see the replay on the exchange, a lot of punches being thrown. You can see that Rafael eating left hand and right hand as the end of the round.
And a good 1-2 to open the fourth round by Rafael. Excuse me, the fifth round. And we're going to go to our unofficial scorer, Gerardo. After 4 rounds, how do you have this fight?
39-37 for Helio Germán Rafael. Tell you what, guys, I had a tough time trying to score the second round. So the second round to me, it's kind of like up for grabs. So you might as well have this fight even 2 rounds apiece. Right now, I have it 3 for Helio Germán and 1 for Alan Carrillo. Nice 1-2.
Good 1-2 by Rafael. The only time that Carrillo really does damage is when Rafael stays. He stays there with him. But as long as Rafael is hitting and moving, he's controlling the fight.
Yeah, he definitely is controlling the fight. In moments, Carrillo does have a few spurts and he does connect, but very few and far between. Rafael, I think, is dominating this fight.
Yeah, and Carrillo has success when Rafael stays in there with him. So it's when he's making mistakes. If Carrillo wants to look for that knockout, he needs to start closing off the ring because he's just following him. He's just going after him.
And a good little flurry of punches by Rafael there. I think you counted 6 or 8 shots, didn't you, Gerardo?
8 shots. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Nice work displayed by Helio Germán Rafael.
And he's doing a good job of turning his opponent. Every time he fires that combination, you turn him. You don't stay there for the return.
Hey, one thing we do have to think about is the fact that Rafael is the one that's being more consistent. He's being more active. He's moving around, jumping in, jumping out, throwing multiple combinations. And this fight is going 8 rounds. So, you know, in the last round, like we said, he started throwing that jab, kind of sluggish, breathing through his mouth. And right now we see him doing some hard breathing. Sometimes, you know, boxers have that strategy. Take a couple of rounds off, let your opponent get tired. Think back Mickey Ward, you know.
Putting up those 2 pillars, you know, getting his opponent tired, letting him throw. Ali, the rope-a-dope. I'm going to be honest with you, Dylan. This is not the case, in my opinion here.
Yeah, I don't think it is either, Chris.
As you see, Carrillo
trying to put that pressure.
Trying to put the pressure. They're throwing a little bit more shots, you know, but not enough. Not enough to stop Rafael's movement. That Sergio Martinez Maravilla, you know, style. Continuing to move, bouncing, hands down.
And you see the punches just inches away from
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power for power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the Best in Boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.
He figured out, you know what, this guy has knockout power. I need to keep him away, and he's been doing that effectively.
Yeah, he definitely got buzzed in that first round, but ever since that first round, Rafael seems to be controlling the match, not letting the fact that he's wearing a sweater in 90-degree weather wear him down, ladies and gentlemen.
The sweater, that's a thing now.
Yeah, Helio, the sweater, Rafael.
I did that.
Hey, man, he's going to go home, back to Argentina. That's it.
Good combination by Rafael. And you see that jittery movement, man. He's just waiting for Carrillo to throw something so he can counter it.
I like it, man. The way he gets out of the way of that one shot. So, young fighters, any young fighters out there watching, if you see a guy do that to you, do not aim at his head. He's waiting for you to throw at his face to move. You aim at his chest. In this case, for Carrillo, you aim at that sweater right there.
That's beautiful. You know what? Here's the thing. When you're broadcasting with two fellow professional fighters, you get that tips, that tricks, that good analysis that you guys are making right now in order to the fight fans to get the most out of these broadcasts. So I appreciate the opportunity to be broadcasting with you guys today.
Thank you, Gerardo, and so are we, man. You do a very good job at this. You know, you have a good voice for it. Let's continue doing this.
I'm good with the oohs and ahs.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Keep it coming.
So far, impressive work this round by Rafael.
And Rafael is stepping on the gas here. And if Carrillo is ready to go like I think he is, you know, Rafael stepping it up might get him a knockout victory here today.
Yeah, Carrillo needs to step it up. He's waiting too much. He's thrown that right hand multiple times already in this round with no by itself.
Yeah,
no setup. Just throwing it out there.
The sharp cross. And then another one to the body. Ooh, that one was a little bit off.
Little smile by Rafael. He's having fun in there, Chris, and that's what we like to see.
You can hear, folks, that Alan's corner is yelling him, go forward, pressure him.
And they actually said that his opponent has nothing.
But
I would beg to differ.
Yeah, I would disagree as well.
He's staying consistent with those punches, and it's probably not letting Alan think. You know, he's on survive mode right now.
Nice body work, then changing levels to the body, then to the head.
Ooh, good straight, sharp 1-2 again by Rafael. If Rafael steps it up one notch, he can get his opponent out of there. And Alan coming back, but those body shots once again by Rafael wearing him down as he takes a step back. Oof. And these are hard shots landed by both fighters. What a round. What a round. That was a very good way to close that last round here. And it seems as though Carrillo is the one that's hurting here more than Rafael.
Yeah, and you know what? Rafael is controlling the distance. He looked strong this round. I think he is staying away from looking for that knockout, because anytime that he starts to throw multiple combinations at close distance, Carrillo throws a couple of hard punches that make him step back.
Yeah, make him think twice about it.
Yeah, make him think twice. So Carrillo's doing enough to survive, but if he wants to win this fight, he needs to march forward like his corner is asking for him.
Are they retaping the gloves, or are gloves coming off? I think they're retaping the gloves at Alan's corner. I'm taking a peek. That's over. Fight's over. The referee's waving it off.
Okay.
Some sort of confusion on the blue corner of Alan.
Yeah, I think with the retaping of the glove, the ref was a little confused, kind of how we were trying to figure out if they were taking them off or just retaping.
And I know you guys can't see it on the telecast here, but there is some confusion.
No, they're taking the gloves off.
No.
That's it. They're taking the gloves off.
And the corner is stopping the fight between Alan Carrillo and Elio Rafael. Throwing into the towel for Carrillo. My speculation was right. Maybe he was getting a little bit worn out, maybe taking too many shots that the corner did not.
All right, we will get back to that live telecast out of Tijuana in just a moment. But my question is, will our announcer Chris Martin make those sweater jokes to Rafael's face? Because if he does, put that on pay-per-view. I'd love to see that. But this is going to be a great card. It's been great fights already. We didn't do it alone, so we got to say thanks to our partners and the co-promoters responsible for tonight's matchups. I'm talking about Boristeca Boxing out of Chula Vista, California, and Grito de Guerrera out of LA. Again, great pay-per-view event. You've got at least one more fight coming here free with me on this program, but then you'll have to go over to bestinboxing.com to join the pay-per-view. Here's a preview.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power-for-power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the Best in Boxing, a lot of one-punch knockouts.
And that's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres!
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com. Showdown.
And this is not body repair.
True. It'll open doors. Just a couple things. Brennan Marcias and Carlos Lopez told us about this opportunity for a WBC youth title shot, but it wasn't all inspirational. There was certainly a little trash talk between the two during the interviews. Take a look at what they had to say.
My promoter called me up, let me know that we had a fight lined up. He said we had something big in the works, and I said okay. So I've been training, I haven't stopped training. So it was in my benefit, honestly. And then he told me that we're gonna be fighting for a WBC youth title, so I was more than excited. I can't even explain, I was really hyped because this is one step closer to my dream.
Cuando me dieron esa gran noticia de que íbamos a pelear por el Campeonato Mundial Juvenil, pues que no más motivación. Fue una motivación muy grande y sabemos que si logramos ese campeonato nos va a abrir muchas puertas.
I feel like it is what it is. You know, I'm glad he has that confidence. I'm glad Carlos has that confidence. But at the end of the day, he's never stepped foot in the ring with me. So he can talk after that, but till then, he can't say shit.
No, pues nunca hay que confiarse. No sabemos qué es lo que trae el rival, pero venimos 100% preparados para dar una buena pelea.
At the end of my fight, you expect to see my hand raised. That's all we came to do. We came to we came to be victorious. So, but both me and my opponent come out safe. That's what I hope so too. Both of us come out safe and everything's good. So at the end of the night, you're gonna be seeing B-Fight as a victory.
Cuando me retire, pues darle un ejemplo a mi familia, a toda la gente de mi pueblo, que me vean que fui alguien en la vida.
Espero que Alberto García venga preparado porque pues estamos fuertes y no va a ser fácil, ¿no? Nosotros nos preparamos físico y mentalmente para esta pelea y vamos a dar todo. En el ring vamos a ver quién sale vencedor.
De hecho, en la semana escuché rumores, algo así, y creo que sí esperan que venga yo a quedarme en un round. La verdad no. Yo incluso fui muy certero en publicaciones en Facebook. Y no por hablar de más, sino simplemente que sé que mucha gente ha dejado de creer en mí y no debo de una forma hacer un bocón ni nada de eso, simplemente creo que tengo la experiencia para trabajar y poder ganarle. Y si ellos esperan que yo venga de paseo, pues la verdad no vengo de paseo, yo vengo a hacer mi trabajo y a buscar la victoria.
Pues sí, me trajeron para acá, la empresa me trajo, estoy entrenando aquí con Sergio Sánchez y Aníbal Sánchez. Me he sentido bien, me han tratado bien, me han dado buenos entrenamientos y la verdad me han ayudado mucho. También el profesor Raúl Robles en lo que es el físico. Venimos fuertes, me trataron muy bien aquí en Tijuana y estoy muy agradecido con él.
Yo de Hugo Ramírez sé que es un peleador de largo alcance, es un peleador rápido, tiene una sola pelea perdida. Es un buen rival, es un rival duro, pues aceptamos la prueba, se me siento capaz, por eso vine hasta su casa ahora sí que a pelear, a topar. De mi carrera quiero volver a resurgir, mucho tiempo de la ciudad en la que soy. La gente esperó mucho de mí, ya peleé por un título intercontinental juvenil. Desgraciadamente no he tenido buenos resultados y quiero otra vez demostrar que estoy ahí.
Mi objetivo en mi carrera es seguir peleando, tener peleas continuas, no parar y no regresar el tiempo para, si Dios quiere, el año que viene se presente pues algo, un campeonato del mundo, ¿no? Que todo boxeador quisiera, pero vamos a estar dándole fuerte para tener esa oportunidad.
And that will be tonight's first pay-per-view fight. It is Mario Ramirez versus Alberto Garcia. You heard him say Ramirez may be the hometown boy, but Garcia wants to be very clear. He's coming into Tijuana to win. So right before those packages aired, we had an announcement by the ring announcer there, Pablo. 10 seconds into the 7th round, TKO victory called for Elio Herman Rafael. So congratulations to him as well. The one I'm looking forward to, the one that everybody's looking forward to, I think, is the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas. They both have one-punch power. They both are going to maybe get a taste of their own medicine. We're going to test their chin in the main event and see who can stay on their feet. But you got to be in the pay-per-view crew for that one. We've got one more fight coming up free with me here on Best in Boxing before the bell. But the big guns, we've got, like I said, Torres versus Cuevas. And then, of course, a lot of people are interested in Brenham Reyes Marcias, B-Fly, versus Carlos Lopez. Those are going to be the co-main event and the main event in our pay-per-view. That's coming up right after this next fight that is Marco De Luca and Ramon Bajaras. But here's how you join that pay-per-view event.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power-for-power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the Best in Boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.
As we take it to our voice in the ring.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y Grito de Guerra Boxing presentan este encuentro pactado a 6 rounds en la división de peso medio. 6 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Jesse Hernández, Sergio Lechuga y Max Zúñiga Lavandera. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este combate, Ángel Méndez. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears black and white. He officially weighs in 161 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, con pantaloncillo color negro con blanco, con un peso de 161 libras. In 32 professional bouts, he stands with a record of 12 victories against 20 losses, and 4 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 12 victorias, 20 derrotas y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Del barrio 2 de agosto, Tepic, Nayarit, damas y caballeros, el aguerrido Ramón, el Cholo Barajas. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears black trunks. He officially weighs in 163 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, con pantaloncillo color negro, con un peso de 163 libras. In 27 professional bouts, he stands with a record of 25 victories, with 2 losses and 14 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 25 victorias, 2 derrotas y 14 de esas victorias por la vía rápida del cloroformo. Originally from Quincy, Massachusetts, and now representing the colors of San Diego's House of Boxing in San Diego, California, USA. The Bazooka, Mark De Luca. And now to give out the final instructions, your referee in charge, Ángel Méndez. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
Ya se le dieron las instrucciones, sígalas a todo momento, protéjanse, toquen guantes, touch and back.
As we begin the main event of our free showing here, advertising for Grito de Guerra, brought to you by Boristeca Boxing. Here later on today, we have Mark De Luca versus Ramon El Cholo Barajas, a fan favorite, guys. If you watch us here, Best in Boxing, we've seen Ramon Barajas plenty of times. Does not have a winning record. Does have the heart of a champion though. Every time coming to fight, as you guys saw on the preview here today, what he thinks of himself. He's a fighter. He's a rough and tough fighter. And for Mark De Luca here of Quincy, Massachusetts, he's coming a long way, ladies and gentlemen. Coming all the way to Tijuana, Mexico. You know, I asked him, well, what is this fight? You're all the way over here on this side of the world. He says he's just trying to stay busy. Everything is shut down due to COVID. Trying to get in a stay busy fight. I mentioned to him, you know, this guy's tough, and he's well in notice that Ramon Barajas comes to fight.
Yes, he does, and so far, De Luca putting on the pressure on Ramon Barajas. Ramon just threw an overhand right, blocked successfully by De Luca.
Which typically we see Ramon Barajas, the aggressor, but you know, you see the physique of De Luca here, strong. He looks strong.
He looks strong coming forward. De Luca the Bazooka. What? That's a nice name too.
It's an okay name. I'm gonna say okay.
Chris is hating you guys.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't know how this fight is going to end, but I know for a fact that Mark De Luca is gonna get sunburned today.
Good overhand right by
I just did that.
I was trying not to laugh at that one, man, but that was a good pun. He might be peeling by the end of this fight if it goes the distance for Mark De Luca.
It's a good reason for him to get this fight, win this fight by KO.
And just to mention, ladies and gentlemen, Mark De Luca, he's a former world title contender. He contended for the WBO.
10 seconds.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here, but he fought Kell Brook for the WBO Intercontinental title. You know, so he does have, you know, a good record. He does have a good pedigree under his belt, and he's showing it here today. You know, in a stay busy fight. Those are his words from earlier today in our fighter meeting. But he knows what he has up against, you know, in Ramon Barajas, that he has a tough fighter coming to fight, coming to not be a stay busy fight.
Yeah, and Ramon Barajas is no, you know, you can't just walk through this guy. But right off the bat, De Luca staying busy like he said he was going to. He's walking forward. He's putting on the pressure, and he's not just waiting for one punch knockout. You know, he's staying busy.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, typically Barajas is the one charging forward, is the aggressor in the times that we've seen him here in Best in Boxing. But De Luca pushing Barajas back.
I like what he told you, Chris, that he came here in order to stay busy. So that tells you about a fighter's mentality. That tells you about his commitment.
Yeah, definitely his commitment to boxing, you know, and he's got good form here. He's got good head movement. As we see Ramon Barajas now do his patented aggression style here, making it hard for his opponent, win or lose.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Chris, it's usually Barajas coming forward, putting on the pressure. He's starting to pick it up right now, but De Luca staying calm, staying composed.
So guys, why is Cholo such a great opponent for future prospects, future contenders? Why can't you run this guy down? Why is he such a tough opponent?
I'll tell you why. Barajas is del barrio. You know, they don't call him a Cholo for nothing. This guy, he probably grew up fighting. You know, in fact, I know he grew up fighting. This guy is, he's not gonna go out, man. He has that heart of a warrior.
There's a saying here in Mexico, el barrio me respalda. So
that's right.
El barrio respalda al Cholo hoy, eh? Spanish lessons 101.
There you go. Thank you. And good head movement there by De Luca, evading those shots, putting his opponent against the ropes now.
Barajas now starting to put on pressure.
Yeah, he may have had to have warmed up, get the speed of De Luca, get a sense of it, excuse me.
De Luca with that shoulder roll type of stance.
And a good overhand left by De Luca, blocked by Barajas.
And even though that punch was blocked, you can still hear it over here.
Oh, for real, Mark De Luca has power.
It seems like he does have power. You know, he's got a very strong physique, looking like more like Ivan Drago.
I must break you.
He must break you.
And if you guys notice that jab that he's throwing, sometimes he'll throw it to the side to try to get Ramon to react, open up, so De Luca can shoot that bazooka right in the middle.
You couldn't wait to. You couldn't
I
wait
couldn't,
for
bro.
that.
I wrote it down.
If it goes on paper, it must be said.
It must be said. Good combos by both.
Yeah, and Barajas starting to pick up the pace. And we're starting to see what we know him for. Is just to being that aggressor, not the most best boxing technique.
Yeah, not the most technical fighter, Chris, but like we were mentioning, this guy, El Cholo Barajas, is from the barrio. He's coming out here to fight. Now, the first round, he wasn't too active, but now we're seeing the real Barajas coming out.
Yeah, he definitely picked it up there in that second round. And after 2 rounds, I'm going to send it to our unofficial scorer. Gerardo, how do you have it after 2?
22-18 for Mark the Bazooka De Luca against El Cholo Barajas. Don't count El Cholo out, as we will see the replay of this high action scramble right there.
Yeah, and you see Cholo being the aggressor here, but a good inside shot to the body by De Luca.
It was rolls.
Good rolls and a good little uppercut to the body.
And then this is why the fans love seeing El Cholo. He comes out to scrap, man.
Every time he comes out to scrap, man, he does a very good job.
And as a fan, you appreciate that style. You appreciate the fact that he's rifándosela, as we say here in Mexico, that he's going out there, that he's throwing punches. Mark De Luca is promoted, fun fact guys, for you guys that like Boston rock, that Boston punk rock, Mark De Luca is promoted by Dropkick Murphy's very own lead singer, if I get it right, Murphy Promotions. So if you guys like Dropkick Murphys, it's a pretty cool Boston rock band. You should give it a try. So that's a fun fact for you guys. Mark DeLuca is promoted by the very own. Everybody loves boxing.
Everybody does love boxing.
In Boston, even if you're Irish, you're from Mexico, you're from the States, everybody loves boxing. Boxing's universal, guys.
I concur.
Cholo keeping busy, doing some dirty boxing, like trying to
dirty tactics there on the inside, but you know, DeLuca evaded pretty much every shot there, doing a good little roll there.
He's doing a good job at evading, but you know, I think he's taking it a little bit too slow.
Yeah, maybe he's a little bit too passive there. He starts to pick up he needs to pick up the punch count.
He's being successful with rolling the punches, and they look good. You know, they're gonna look good on the replays, but you get caught with one of those, and it could be the end of the night. And Cholo's staying consistent. Cholo is keeping busy.
Yeah, but definitely, I mean, DeLuca's landing the better shots. Maybe Cholo's being a little more aggressive. He's being more consistent with his shots, but nothing's landing. Nothing is hurting DeLuca. DeLuca seems to just be taking his time. Remember, guys, this is a 6-round fight. It's not a quick 4-round banger.
6-round fight, and DeLuca, I mean, like you said, he fought for a world champion with Kell Brook, so he's he's not new to this. That's why you see him composed, calm, and studying El Cholo.
And definitely a big step down from Kell Brook to El Cholo Barajas, but
why? That's a good thing that you mentioned, Chris. But my doubt here is, why would a fighter go all the way up from being able to fight top contenders to opponents of the quality of El Cholo Barajas?
I would say typically because trying to get that confidence back. Like I said, in his words, DeLuca's words is just stay busy. He wants.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power-for-power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the best in boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.
Everybody around this area here wearing masks, trying to keep everything safe.
Got tested.
We got tested.
Everybody gets tested. They're cleaning the ring in between fights. I mean, they're doing everything that a big production should be doing.
You can say that this is the safest place in TJ right now.
Yeah, I would agree.
Pandemic-wise, that is. It's never safe when a Cholo is around.
We got a Cholo and we got a bazooka in here, but it's still the safest spot thanks to Best in Boxing and Boristeca Promotions.
Right on. El grito de guerra.
As Mark DeLuca turns right-handed, orthodox. If I'm not mistaken, he was southpaw the first few rounds.
Yeah, that's right. Right now, we saw a fury of punches by Barajas, but nothing real, no punch really stood out.
And maybe a little desperation there from Barajas as Mark DeLuca pretty much controlling this fight.
Yeah, you see the difference between when Barajas throwing punches and he's staying busy, it's like he's hoping the punches are going to land. Whereas DeLuca, he looks real calm, real composed. Those hard punches, they're calculated. He's staying calm and he's looking at him.
And a good one too, right while you were making that speculation there, Dylan, landed by DeLuca. And Cholo waves off the shots like they didn't hear him. And I think this is the guy that we're used to seeing now as he starts to pick up the pace a little bit. Yup, and that's him. But DeLuca doing a good showing there of getting away from every single shot that Barajas threw.
Real Mayweather-like, staying on the ropes, moving around.
I see El Cholo style like really leaning in with his head. So that is dangerous for any fighter, as you can bump heads, especially as Mark DeLuca is, well, he's fighting orthodox right now, but once he gets back to southpaw position, it's very normal, it's very common for us to see between headbanks, between a southpaw and a guy that is really leaning in with his head, as El Cholo does very often.
Yeah, and we've seen a fight get stopped here of El Cholo Barajas on Best in Boxing when he fought Rafael Ramirez, I believe it was. Ramon Barajas, they stopped the fight due to a cut on Ramirez's face.
Nice body punch.
That was a nice body shot right now, and a couple moments ago he threw a good left hook to the body of Ramon Barajas.
Yeah, and he didn't seem to like it, right? I saw the expression change, yeah.
Good body work by DeLuca.
A little rabbit punch there by Barajas. And a shout out to Baby G Camacho right here, listening to us on the broadcast here.
Baby G,
there you
Baby G
go.
Camacho.
Make sure you
homeboy.
Make sure you tune in to the pay-per-view portion of the telecast. You know, to enjoy more of this good boxing brought to you by Best in Boxing and Boristeca Boxing Promotions. And we get a typical Baraja replay here, just throwing crazy shots. Mark DeLuca doing well, evading most of those shots there by Barajas, but that's the style, man. That's the style that this guy brings you. He brings you an all-out action style. Maybe DeLuca doing a very good job of quelling Barajas' attack. You know, typically we are seeing more activity from Barajas, but DeLuca doing a very good job of just kind of controlling the action.
Yeah, and staying calm when Ramon Barajas does throw multiple punches. He just sits back, rolls them, moves.
And after 4 rounds, I'm going to take it to our unofficial scorer, Gerardo. Gerardo, how do you have it after 4?
A shout out this far, 40-36 for Mark the Bazooka DeLuca. I must say this: if El Cholo wants to win this fight, El Cholo must go YOLO, meaning that he must throw everything. He must throw everything right now. He has to pull his heart out in order to win this fight, because right now he hasn't won a round.
I agree, and I think he needs to be more selective with the punches, Ramon does, because even when he does come out throwing the kitchen sink at DeLuca's sitting back, real calm, and he's rolling the punches and countering.
Yeah, you could see why you know he had such a big fight, you know, against Kell Brook. Man, he's got a good style. He needs to maybe pick up the punch count a little bit, does DeLuca. And the only reason why I'd say that is because the sun is hard out here and he's going to start peeling anytime soon.
That's for sure. Welcome to Mexico.
And
a little dance move right now, DeLuca.
Yeah, as DeLuca turns Barajas around, getting away from shots and pushing his opponent to the corner.
Barajas gonna tell him, let's go, you know, bring it. But DeLuca is bringing it, man.
Yeah,
that's real smart.
That's the thing, man. DeLuca's bringing it with a good little inside body shot. Little return from Barajas. Didn't seem to face DeLuca.
beautiful work, beautiful display of ring generalship. Won't say that, guys, from Mark Luca.
Oh yeah, he's staying calm, man. And even when he does evade the punches, he's doing like the toreros, you know, when they have that flag, just boom, switch.
Like a professional bullfighter.
Yeah.
The matador.
Matador.
But look, to be honest, guys, he looks more like a G.I. Joe than a matador, man. This guy's buff.
Stop. 10 seconds. 10 seconds, gentlemen.
And just a reminder for everybody watching us now, this is the last of our free preview of the show. Grito de Guerra, brought to you by Boristeca Boxing Promotions. bestinboxing.com. This is where you'll catch us. $5.99 for the pay-per-view portion of the fight. We have Kevin Diamond Boy Torres, 16-1, versus Jose Pipino Cuevas, 13-1. Both with 24 knockouts between the two.
Hey man, I'll tell you guys what, Kevin Torres versus Pipino Cuevas, that one is going to be an amazing fight. These two dudes come out, they have a high percentage of knockouts, but they're both smart fighters. It's going to be competitive, I guarantee it, and it's going to be, I'm going to say it now, it's going to be the highlight of the night.
I like that. Okay.
Vamos, Cholo. Vamos. Último salto. El último. Vamos. Come on, quiet. Box.
As we begin the final round of our free telecast here, we have Cholo Barajas trying to come forward on Mark DeLuca. And I'm going to go ahead and brand him now on Mark the G.I. Joe DeLuca. Doing a wonderful job here of evading all the shots from Barajas.
You should charge for that, you know? Like,
I'm giving away nicknames, guys.
You know, Chris,
they're free.
I'm going pro. I'm going a pro boxer. I don't have a name yet. Oh, here you are. You're now baptized the G.I. Joe. You're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will keep these coming at your request. Go ahead and drop your comments. If you want the nicknames to keep coming, drop your comments. I assure you I have a bucket load of them.
I've seen his notebook. And you see Barajas, I mean, the fight's almost done, you know he's tired, but he's walking forward and with a huge smile. This is why fans love Barajas, you know, he's coming here to fight.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself. He enjoys the sports. He knows he's not winning the fight. He doesn't care.
Good uppercut there by DeLuca. Maybe trying to close out the show a little bit. Barajas not letting him, just tough. Keeps coming forward. And the very few people that are out here are fans of El Cholo Barajas, as from number of directions here we're getting, come on Cholo, like people are here cheering him on.
It's hard not to be a fan when you talk to the guy, you know, he's a real humble guy, real friendly, you know, even though he has the name El Cholo, the dude's cool. Dominant work by DeLuca right now.
Landing those hard shots to the body. And that's one thing that I say, when a guy has a tough beard, as Barajas does, as we see him here in Best in Boxing, where he takes just pretty much every shot his opponents dish out to the face. Mark DeLuca doing the smart thing and going to Cholo Barajas' body.
The corner of El Cholo yelling out to him. The family's watching, you know, so Cholo's coming out with everything right now.
Bleeding, but I think the body shots by DeLuca have kind of put a stop.
They took its toll.
Yeah, they definitely took its toll.
They always do, like we said in the previous fight, you know, they add up. And Barajas has taken a couple.
And yet he fights. And yet he fights.
Yet he fights.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate that.
And good sportsmanship by both fighters.
Good fight to close.
All right, good showing there between DeLuca and Barajas. As we wait for the decision, you heard the boys say that this is the last free fight here on Best in Boxings before the bell. So we have 5 more coming up on that pay-per-view event. It's only $5.99 if you'd like to continue watching this great day. I was almost at evening. This great day of fights over in Tijuana. Now, earlier we heard the Diamond Boy Kevin Torres will be fighting in the main event. He said he wants to fight in big venues. Well, I gotta say, you gotta win those big fights. And today, he has his work cut out for him. He is up against Jose Cuevas in tonight's main event. The whole thing is dubbed the Knockout Kings. Both Kevin Torres and Jose Pepino Cuevas have one-punch knockout power. Both have a huge knockout percentage. Torres at about 78%, Cuevas at just over 73%. They both have the power. I guess we'll find out tonight who has the chin. There's a lot of hype around Torres, but Cuevas is planning to shock the world and boxing in general to ruin the Diamond Boys party. So we will see what happens then. So it looks like we are getting ready to get this. Oh, they're going to a break over on the other feed. So let me tell you a little bit about what's coming up on September 21st. It is just a few days away. More Best in Boxing brawls. Let's get that graphic up there of Santiago Garcia. There we go. It's just a couple days from now. 2 belts will actually be up for grabs. I'm talking about the WBC Bantamweight International title. That's a 10-round fight for the main event between Alejandro Santiago and Wilibaldo Garcia. And the co-main event will see either Victor Sandoval or Kevin Villanueva walk away with the WBC Flyweight International title. That is another 10-round fight, so endurance will be key. And again, that's on Monday, September 21st on bestinboxing.com. Let's get right back to the feed live in Tijuana for the decision between DeLuca and Barajas.
We now go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 6 rounds de combate, nos vamos con la decisión de los jueces. Más audio. El juez, Judge Sergio Lechuga, he scores it 60-54. Anotó tarjeta 60-54. And both judges, Max Zúñiga and Jesús Hernández, have the same scores of 59-55. Estos dos últimos jueces coinciden en números 59-55. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime. From Quincy, Massachusetts in the USA, the Bazooka, Mark DeLuca. Y también reconocimiento para el siempre combatiente, el Cholo, Ramón Barajas de Nayarit.
As Mark DeLuca gets the victory here today from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Please follow us for the pay-per-view portion of our bouts here today. bestinboxing.com. Gerardo Rodriguez, Dylan El Rey Miranda, Chris Martin, your announcers here as we get a little preview on this replay that you're seeing here. Good shots landed there by Mark DeLuca. Very good showing from him. Shut out his opponent, El Cholo Barajas. Always a fan favorite. Seemed as though Mark DeLuca took a little bit of the steam from Cholo Barajas here today. To close the free portion of our telecast. As we close this portion here, we ask you to join us. bestinboxing.com, only $5.99.
Fight fans, trust me on this.
The next level, like I said, I want to fight in the U.S. I want to fight, in the big venues, under Top Rank, under ESPN, whatever big company is out there.
I think Kevin's ready for the big leagues. Saul's done a great job in developing and providing the guys, and this is a great test. Cuevas is not coming to lose, he's coming to win, and looking at his record, somebody on the other end thought he was going to be a good guy too, and invested some money in that kid. So this is a crossroads fight.
I felt the best I've ever felt. I've been doing 10 rounds. I'm fighting 8, but I know I can go 10. So, I think I'm over prepared for this, which is what I want. Weight is good. I've never felt better in my life. And, I'm coming in, and I'm coming in strong.
The small footage I was able to obtain from Jose Cuevas, I saw that he was a good, solid pressure fighter. And he loved the inside work. And he got good placement of shots sometimes in the inside. And he's able to take a shot. What I saw, he's able to take a good, solid shot. But in Kevin's situation, he's patient, and that's what we've been working in this. Now we're in 8 rounds, so now he's a professional boxer. In the past, it was 4 rounds, so that's an amateur pace. Even 6 rounds, we could pick up the pace a little. Now we can sit down, and we can actually sit down the shots, place them where we do, and in the whole camp, we've been explaining to him to be a pro boxer. It's not a combination of punches, but setting up stuff, setting traps, placing shots, understanding counters, setting feints, and now turning them into a professional boxer in 8 rounds.
All right, Kevin Torres and his coach there thinks he has what it takes to really go to the next level. But again, he has to get through the main event tonight versus Jose Cuevas. Both of them have the knockout power, so we'll see if one of them goes down and hits the mat for the first time, maybe get a little taste of their own medicine there. So that is happening. That's the main event. Torres only 23 years old versus Pepino Cuevas, Jose Pepino Cuevas at 21 years old. So those young warriors going at it. Speaking of youth, the co-main event, we've got Brennan B-Fly Reyes Macias up against Carlos Lopez, and they are fighting for the WBC World Youth Title Bantamweight. Exciting stuff happening there. We also have in the pay-per-view event Angel Rodriguez versus Alfredo Diaz. And the first fight that you're going to see in the pay-per-view is Mario Ramirez versus Alberto Garcia. Now, Ramirez hasn't been in the ring since December of 2019, so we're glad to see him back with the gloves on there. One of the fighters, though, says he's looking for something big. His whole career, he's ready to move forward. That is Manuel Rey Rojas. He is up against Jorge Luis Alvarez tonight. But Manuel Rey Rojas says he wants to look forward, but he has to make sure that he stays focused on Alvarez, because you don't want to just look past him. You got to make sure that you take care of him tonight. But again, Rey Rojas says it's all about the confidence.
When a fighter comes in confident, that's good for him. It'll make a good fight for the fans. But at the end of the day, I just fought a 10-rounder 3 weeks ago. I hit it. I went back to the gym right after that, so I'm feeling confident as well. So this is all going to come down to skill. Is he skilled enough to beat me?
Pues vengo a todo, pues, a dar lo mío y a esperar lo que venga, ¿no? La verdad no importa cómo venga, pero pues yo vengo a dar todo de mí.
Right now, we're taking this fight looking to get another win, and then we're looking for something big after this. I don't shy away from the big names. I'll fight whoever, and that's just where it's at. Right now, they're trying to keep my head in the game to focus on this fight, but I know he's working on something bigger, like within the next month or 2 months.
Mañana voy a hacer una gran pelea porque va a ser un gran éxito. Voy con un rival muy duro, pero voy a sacar todo de mí, pues.
When I retire, I want to be considered one of the best pound-for-pound athletes in the world. I want to be a world champion. I want to be a unified world champion.
Cuando me retire, me gustaría ser campeón del mundo. Antes de eso, pues, para retirarme a gusto.
I love that fighter attitude of I'll just fight anyone Bring them on. So it looks like the pay-per-view event is getting started over there live in Tijuana. For now, I'm signing off here in Las Vegas. Thank you again for joining us on this edition of Best in Boxing's Before the Bell. You've got 5 more fights happening on the pay-per-view card. Like I said, it's getting started. I'm watching it right now over in Tijuana. This is a great way, guys. It's only $5.99, and it's really not about the pay-per-view. It's about using that money towards keeping the sport of boxing moving forward and keeping these fighters fighting. Remember, they used to get paid, and everybody behind the scenes used to get paid on in-person ticket sales, but now, of course, with this worldwide pandemic, it's just not possible. So $5.99 for a night of great boxing. 5 more fights coming at you, including the Knockout Kings, Kevin Torres, the Diamond Boy, and of course, Jose Cuevas, Pepino, they call him. That's happening as the main event. So please join us over on bestinboxing.com for that pay-per-view event. And again, I'm Courtney Perna. Good night.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power-for-power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the Best in Boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with the sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.